Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am telling the story of Bhangadh. In the story we talk about what happened in Bhangadh Fort. Bhangadh Fort is known as the most haunted place in India and perhaps the greatest unsolved mystery. There is no doubting the fact that anything associated with the supernatural attracts a huge amount of attention, and the deserted city of Bhangar caches in over that very idea. The many haunted story of Bhangar Fort have transformed into a bucket list destination of sorts. Curious travelers come in order to experience cheap thrills and fight some go back disappointed. Others simply cannot have others simply cannot have enough of the suspense associated with the story of the Bhanga Fort. If you happen to be one of those inquisitive travelers in this, it is imperative for you to visit the place and find out for yourself. Is the Bhangar Fort haunted? Here is the story of Bhangar. Most people are of the belief that Bhangar Fort is haunted and there is no dearth of tales that help in amplifying the mystery that is Bhangar. Venturing into the fort after sunset is nothing short of an act of bravery, as it is supposed to be a center of paranormal activity and the Archaeological Survey of India. Therefore has prohibited people from visiting the Bhangar fort at night. Of the many Bhangar stories that the locals like in the most popular is that of Emperor Madhu Singh, who built the city after attaining the approval of Guru Balunath, an ascetic who used to meditate there. The saint gave his approval of the condition that the shadow of the emperor's palace should never fall on his retreat. If in case it did, the city would crumble into ruins. Once the construction was completed, the retreat of Guru Balu was unfortunately shadowed by the palace. Having incurred the saint's wrath, Bhangar immediately transformed into a city and could never be rebuilt, as no structures even managed to survive in it. It is interesting to note that the tomb of Guru Balunath can still be found among the ruins. Another legend of haunted Bhangar Fort. Another Bhangar Fort story pertains to Princess Ratnavati. According to legends, her beauty was non-perial, and stories of her surpassing physical attractiveness even transcended kingdoms and borders. When she turned 18, suitors from several states are asked for the hand in marriage. Of all these suitors was a sorcerer named Singhania, who was aware of the fact that he was no match for the princess. However, he decided to entrust her with the magical powers he possessed. He was lucky enough to see Princess Ratnavati's mistress in the market and enchanted the oil she was purchasing with black magic. He was of the hope that the princess would surrender herself to him upon touching the oil. However, his attempt was futile, as Ratnavati witnessed his trick and poured the oil on the ground, which then morphed into a rock roll towards the magician and cursed him. Before dying, Singhania cursed the city of Bhangar to death, and as a result, it never witnessed and rebirths moreover in the battle between Ajapgarh and Bhangarh. Princess Ratnavati was still thus adding more weight to his malediction. Hopes, however, never die, as several locals are the belief that she has returned in a different form and will ultimately come back to end the unfortunate spell on Bhangarh. While Bhangarh Fort story has been revised by scientists, nothing stops the villagers from believing that it is a sanctuary for ghosts. People have supposedly often heard noises that are unaccounted for. The locals claim to have heard women screaming and crying, bangles breaking, and music strange emerging from the fort. There have nothing intense, very special perfume was emanating from the Bhanga fort. Along with the ghostly shadows and inexplicable lights, some people have felt the strange sensation of being followed and even slapped by an invisible entity. It is believed that if a person enters the fort after sunset, he will never come out of it. The doors are therefore always locked. After dusk, an entry into the Bhanka fort at night is absolutely forbidden. Are all of the Bhanka fort stories factual or just strange pieces of fiction? Is the Bhanka fort really haunted? Nobody can say. Ghost hunters perhaps can. So, how reach Bhangar and nearby places? By road, Bhangar Fort, also known as the Bhangar Ka Kila, is around 300 kilometers away from Delhi, and best idea is to leave early in the morning and drive so that you are done by sunset. Do not let the bumpy roads deter you. Moreover, you should ideally rent a car that can also take around Sharikshaka, Jaipur, Alwar, Nimrana, depending on the vehicle you hire. The entire trip should cost you anything between 10,000 to 15,000 rupees. And timing of the best timing of Bhangar Fort. The Bhangar Fort is open on all days from 6 am to 6 pm and 11:15 pm to 3:30 am. It's time to visit the Bhangar Fort. The best time to visit the fort is from October to February during the winters when the weather is bearable. And amazing places to see around Bhangar Fort. Prem Pavitra Bhojnalay. File this norms to see. Eatery serves basic vegetarian food. Everything on menu is delicious, reasonably priced that will remind of you home. Tabri. So, guys, please tell me by comment how did you like the story, and